Today we will be talking about one of the most legendary aircraft in U.S. military history, the A-10 Thunderbolt II, or as it's more affectionately known, the Warthog. We'll cover the A-10's development, its mission, and perhaps most intriguingly, the psychological impact that it has on the enemy. So buckle up, because we're diving into some serious aerial firepower. The A-10 was born out of a very specific need that the U.S. military had in the 1960s. The Cold War was in full swing, and the U.S. Army had a growing concern about the Soviet threats of Europe. They needed a ground attack aircraft that could go in close, withstand enemy fire, and deliver heavy firepower with precision. Enter the A-10. Designed with one mission in mind, close air support. This aircraft was built to keep ground troops safe and destroy enemy tanks while neutralizing threats that could harm our forces on the battlefield. So the A-10 was designed to be tough, really tough. Unlike sleek, fast jets that prioritize speed, the A-10's mission required it to be slow, low, and able to take a beating. Its rugged design is legendary. It could take direct hits from anti-aircraft fire and still fly. Its cockpit is armored. The twin General Electric TF-34-100 engines are mounted high above the wings to avoid ground fire, and the fuselage is built to withstand some serious punishment. But the real star of the show, folks, is that monstrous gun. Most planes have guns, but the GAU-8 Avenger is a gun that has an airplane. The A-10's GAU-8 Avenger is a cannon that has made the A-10 a legend. It fires 30mm depleted uranium rounds at a rate of over 3,900 rounds per minute. That's right, nearly 4,000 rounds every minute. Now imagine being on the receiving end of that. Don't bother running, you'll just die tired. And when the gun opens up, it sounds like the gates of hell. The Warthog, often called a tank killer, and for good reason. One of those rounds can punch through that armor just like a hot knife through butter. But it's not just about the firepower. The A-10's mission is all about getting in close and personal. It isn't designed for high-speed runs like the fighter jets. The A-10 flies low, often under radar detection, and it circles back repeatedly to hammer away at enemy targets. The A-10 can loiter around a target area for a long time, hours even if needed, ensuring that no target goes untouched. That level of persistence is one of the reasons why it's so effective in supporting ground troops. But there's other factors that play into the A-10's effectiveness, the psychological impact that it has on the enemy. Now imagine that you're an enemy soldier. You've just been in a brutal firefight. You're already exhausted, maybe even scared, and then you hear it, the distinct hum of an aircraft. But this isn't like any other jet that you've seen before. It's not a sleek, fast fighter. It's the A-10, and you can hear it coming from miles away with the distinctive noise of its engines. You might even see it in the sky, a slow-moving, threatening silhouette. You don't have to wait long before that cannon starts tearing through the air, unloading devastation from above. The psychological aspect is huge. The A-10 is terrifying, not just because of what it can do physically, but because of what it represents. For enemy troops, hearing an A-10 can be the sound of impending doom. Its iconic sound combined with its relentless firepower makes it a terror on the battlefield. This isn't an aircraft that's just going to fly over you and be gone. The Warthog comes back, time and time again, ensuring that the enemy knows that they are never safe. The constant presence of the A-10 can break an enemy's will to fight. It's a reminder that there's nowhere to hide and nowhere to escape from the storm. The A-10 creates a sense of fear and helplessness. It's been said that when enemy troops see an A-10 in the air, they often lose their sense of confidence because they know they're about to face one of the most lethal forces in the sky. Now let's talk about the legacy of the A-10. It's been in service for over 4 decades now, which is almost unheard of in the world of military aviation. The A-10's ability to evolve and adapt with upgrades over the years has allowed it to stay relevant. It has served in countless conflicts, from the Gulf War to Afghanistan and beyond, and it's always been there when troops needed to support most. And despite speculation about replacing it with more modern aircraft, the A-10 still stands strong with the U.S. Air Force. The A-10 Thunderbolt II, tough, reliable, and deadly. It's more than just a machine. It's a symbol of air power and resilience. Its history and psychological impact on the battlefield make it an aircraft that's hard to forget. Whether you're a soldier on the ground or an enemy soldier in the trenches, when you hear that distinctive roar of the A-10, you know one thing for sure. You're about to face one of the most fearsome weapons in modern warfare. That is all the time that we have for today's episode of Zan's Weapon Depot. I hope you've enjoyed diving into the rich history of the A-10 Warthog. And don't forget to like and subscribe to the show. Until next time, stay frosty out there and remember, the Warthog is always watching. Semper Fi.